Got everybody there? Let's take a look here. See what I've got. I hope I'm online. Nobody can see me yet. Okay. Can see me in the chat. No. The hell? See. Thank you, Anthony. You can see me. John Smith can see me and hear me. Okay. Just wanted to get set up a little bit before I get going here. I want to let everybody know that I'll be drinking a bit of warm coffee this evening. It seems my voice is taking a turn for the worst, and it seems to be pollen. Believe it or not. Wait. This is the wrong one. Ah, darn it. Am I in the wrong stream? I think I am. Alright, folks, meet me over at the other stream. Let's see if I can get that one started. Okay, I'm showing that I'm live. Sorry, I didn't mean to make people chase me around. We all here together? Here I are. Yeah. I look alive. Well, let me explain something. First of all, it seems that pollen has gotten the better of me and my voice is not doing so great, so this is the best I'm going to be able to do as far as volume is concerned. If anyone has trouble with the volume, just please turn it up. And with regard to the way I look, I may look alive, but it's about 85 degrees inside my house right now. We're waiting on someone to come out to help us fix our HVAC system. But as for right now, it seems to be a bit warm. Is Paula Bloom buffering? It is very possible. We've got about 6-7 minutes left before I need to get started with this. I want to make sure that we've got everyone in here before I do get started with the lots. Disc jockey voice. Yeah, this is the way I sound when the pollen has me. That and my drinking coffee. Okay, it seems nobody else is buffering, or I guess the storms have left Iowa and now are in Illinois, correct? Streams A+. No buffering, no buffering, no buffering. We're doing good. Well, Paula, except for Paula, you may have her settings off again. Okay, I got about 5 minutes left. I got a nifty little intro to show you guys when time comes around. I'll surprise you all. Of course, one of these days I'm actually going to record this and figure out how to shoot it as a stream for an introduction to the show, but for right now, you get it live. It almost rained there today. We haven't had rain here in about 2 weeks. No storms in southern Illinois yet. Now, you lived in Panama City Beach? That's like South Alabama. I'm a 7.5, 8 hour drive from there. It's crispy outside. Amber, I feel sorry for you because your area is crispy. They got up well above 90 degrees today. Our high temperature here was closer to 85. But it's a wet 85. I'd take some of your rain if I could. Listen, folks, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to have an auction that's going to start with the one lot after we ended last time. And that's the way this is going to work. Every time I run an auction, I'm going to run starting with the next auction lot. Tonight's lots will start with number 44. And this is going to be rolling lot night. So everything is going to be rolls or lots, box lots, albums, books, all kinds of nifty things containing numbers of Lincoln cents. Just watching the time. I'll start intro right when I hit 9 o'clock. That way I can make sure that I did not start early and anyone missed it who wanted to see it. So your weather forecast for tonight is partly cloudy with a low temperature of 77 degrees and high temperature tomorrow of 89. Be sunny, expecting some rain a little bit later on in the week. We got rip currents out in the Atlantic right now because we have an easterly breeze. And we've got a big dry high sitting right on top of us. That's what it looks like in southeast Florida. Just as I was prepping for the show, I did notice that there was a large tornado near Lawrence, Kansas, headed toward Kansas City area. There is also a relatively large tornadic storm near Oklahoma City. So for all those people, I do extend my most heartfelt sympathy if they had any issues, because I remember having lived in issues like that for a long time. Yes, please everyone, make sure you change over to live chat, and if you click the little 3 dots on the side, you can do pop out chat and you can have it in a separate little window. I'm going to do a video on my camera equipment and how I take photos. You know, I could probably do that. The thing is, the equipment that I have is rather expensive, and the methodology that I use in doing my photography and the equipment that I use and the software that I use is all very expensive. So it's not something that's easy to just say, okay, I'll go to Walmart and get this and go over to the grocery store and get one of these and that should work fine. It just doesn't work that way. If you want really good photos, you're going to have to spend a few $1,000s on equipment, and that's what I have. But I can do a video on what I do and how I do it. I can tell right now I'm going to need something cold to drink, because my coffee's not going to do it. Alright, give me an okay if you can hear me just fine. Hello, Diane. I guess I could say if you cannot hear me, let me know. Kiddidoc. Kid did okay. Kid did okay. That's cool. From Las Vegas. You may pay by money order if you win. You'll have to let Penny Parent know by sending an email to payments@coppercoins.com. let her know what your address is and your actual name and where we should expect this to be coming from, and we can give you the address to send your money order to. I do apologize for having to clear my throat on a pretty regular basis, except I think you'd rather see that than see me not talking at all. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get started. It is 9 o'clock on the dot. So you're at Coin Night Live Auctions. We're on the air. And Charlie's moderators. All he wishes for is to look like Farrah Fawcett. Keep wishing. It's Brady Douglas. The closest thing to Kate Jackson since Kate Jackson. Jessica Johnson. And the very image of the world's favorite Legend of Lincoln, the penny princess herself, Amber Panel. You want to see me dance? That's not going to work. Let's go back to this, and you're watching Coin Night Live Auctions, hosted by yours truly, Chuck Daughtry. Well, of course that wasn't cheesy at all. How's everyone doing? So far we are a little low on watchership, but we'll just go ahead and get started because, well, that's just what we do here. You go ahead and get us started on lot number 1. Oops. All right, so we got lot number 1 here. This is a 1935D. Actually, it's lot number 44. It's a 1935D Lincoln Wheat Cent above average circulated roll. Listen, folks, most of the coins in this roll are going to be at least extremely fine. They're going to be very fine to extremely fine coins, and they're going to go up to and including AU and possibly even an uncirculated or two. These are coins that were hand cherry-picked out of bags, lots, rolls, and boxes that had been pulled from collections and other sources. And this 50 coin roll is all nice coins. They're not average, they're not junk. This is a really nice above average circulated roll. Let's start this one off at $19. The bidding is open. If anyone would like to bid on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and start the clock. Now, we'll get a call on this when the time is up. Oops. How about if I do the right one? There we go. There we go. When the time is up, we're going to get a call in the chat. The time is up. When the time is up, there's no more bidding after that. You can start bidding now. You got 49 seconds left. One of the angels will call when they're ready, when the timer runs out there. Think about it, 1935D Lincoln cents. In an AU condition, these things are worth $1 a piece. Any uncirculated coins in there are going to be worth in excess of $5 a coin. This is well worth a $19 starting bid. Time is running out. And we have a bidder in at 19. And time. We have one bidder on this at $19. Sorry, I got you. You got to get in just a little bit earlier. Sold to John for $19. Moving on to our next lot. Same thing, only 1936D. This one's $1 cheaper to start. start this one off at $18. Now these coins in these rolls are all going to be nice coins. We've got anything from there might be a few very fines, mostly extremely fine AU, some uncirculated coins. They're all going to be brown. There might be a few that have some red left. There's going to be coins there that have luster. You can see the end coins. They were not specifically picked out just to be the nicest coins in the roll. They were flipped to have heads out so that you could see what was in them. Hey, Robert. And so we're starting this one off at $18. Second lot of the night, lot number 45. Now go ahead and start the clock on this one. I'm going to start with a 1 minute clock after I show a slowdown in bidding interest or no bids. And the way it's going to work is you'll see Amber panel call time. When the timer runs out, when she sees the timer run out, she's going to comment time. When she comments time, we can't accept bids after her comment. So all bids must be in prior to her comment of time. My job's to bring it up and show you the auctions. Her job is to tell you when you gotta quit bidding. Appreciate that, Robert. Thank you very much. The very last of the packages for this particular, for last week's auction went out earlier today, so everything is out. Everyone should be receiving their packages in the next couple of few days. And on this 1936D roll, it appears as though we're going to have a pass. So let me move on to the next lot. This one, folks, this is a big one. This is lot number 46. This is a 1969S original bank wrapped roll. These coins were wrapped in 1969. They have not been viewed since then except for the 2 coins on the ends. So anything goes as to what's inside of them. I have no idea. You never know what could be in these rolls. Your chances are extremely slim, but you could actually pull out the big double die. So we're going to see where this goes. We're going to start this off at, let's see, John Claggett's got a $15 bid in. See where we go from here. I've seen these rolls just like this one sell for up to $50 and even more on eBay. I wouldn't be surprised to see some fighting over this one here tonight. This roll is a relatively nice roll. It has the coins in it, or you can hear them, they're just a little bit loose. And that's the way these bank wrapped rolls came back in the late 60s. All the ones in the darker reddish paper generally came a little bit loose in the roll. I have the $25 bid with John Claggett. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. We got 1 minute left to get your bids in. Amber's going to call time when that timer is up, and we can't accept bids after that. This roll, as you can see, is from the Bank of America, and it was wrapped probably by Bank of America from bags that came from the San Francisco Mint directly through the San Francisco Federal Reserve District. We're up to under 2 dozen seconds left. And Diane is out. We're up to a $30 bid with John Claggett. And time. Okay, so I appreciate it, John. Got a bit in there. Let's see. I got a little bit of adjusting on the screen to do here. Sorry, folks. Just a little bit of issue here. Hang on just a minute. All right. Be back here in just a second. All right, there we go. Let me stop the timer on this. And let's move on to the next lot. This, folks, is a 1970 San Francisco roll, original bank wrapped roll from 1970. And as you can see the date on the end, on both ends on this. This is another Bank of America roll. It's a much tighter wrap. Opening bid on this is only $6. $6 for your chance at any number of double dies, small dates. There's a number of different things that come out of 1970s rolls that this could contain. These, folks, have been sealed since 1970. No one knows what's inside these rolls. That's what an original bank wrapped roll is. OBW stands for original bank wrapped, and original bank wrap means that these coins have never been viewed except for the two end roll coins. Someone asked me earlier today, what does the shotgun shell roll mean? A shotgun shell roll is basically a roll that has been crimp-ended at both ends, like these. This is what the banks did when they wrapped the rolls of pennies when they were brand new. And the reason we call it a shotgun roll is because the wrapper, the appearance of the wrapper around the coins and the crimped ends, actually looks like the old paper shotgun shell rolls that they used to make back in the day. The shotgun shells were rolled like this. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. Give you guys a minute to get your bids in. This roll's in pretty good shape. It's not stained. It doesn't have any real issues at all. I'm looking over it right now. It looks to be in really good shape. Sorry, I'm not a whole lot livelier this evening. My voice just doesn't want to work. And so I'm making it work as long as it will. Alright, so we have a few seconds left on this one. And time. Pup is with his mama. I shut the door so he couldn't come in here squeaky squeaky. All right, let's move on to the next lot. Check this one out. 1972 original bank wrapped roll. This one's a Chase Manhattan Bank, or what we know now as the Chase Bank. It has the old Chase logo on one side, and it says the Chase Manhattan Bank N.A. on the other side. It's lot number 48. I'm going to start this one at a $12 minimum bid. This is all 1972 Lincoln cents, people. 1972, and they've never been opened. These things are sealed as they were in 1972. I can't tell you the temptation to open a roll like this. I decide to leave these closed because other people need to find the goodies too. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. Now remember, if you're not a part of our Facebook page, you can come to Facebook and search for Coppercoins. You can find our page. We do giveaways there. We do coin cards, all sorts of things. Now, the special that I had on coin cards for last week, I'm going to do the same thing this week. For every $5 you spend in my live auction, you'll get a coin card. And I'll send them in your package with your coins. Looks like we're running close to the end. And we've got time. Okay, so here's what I've got on this particular lot. I'll let you know. I got 3 of these available right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer them at the high bid. Rudy Alfaro is the first person I will offer them to. If he wants more than one of these, I have 3 available. So Rudy, let me know if you want 1 or 2 additional ones at the $45 high bid. One is good. Okay, John Claggett, here's your chance. Did you want to get one? Actually, Art Ring is next. Art Ring is next, and then John Claggett will be the third, because those are the underbidders. So, Art Ring, if you choose to have one at 45, you may have one at 45. Okay, and John Claggett, if you choose to have one at 45, you may have one at 45. Robert Adams will take one. Okay. I'll let John make the call first as to whether he wants 1 or 2 or none of them. Okay, they're all sold. We've got 1 to Rudy Alfaro, we've got 1 to Robert Adams, and we've got 1 to John Claggett. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me take you back to the next auction lot. Next lot up for bids. It's going to be a 1974 Lincoln Cent original bank wrapped roll. This is a nice uncirculated roll. We're starting it at $2. Can't go wrong at 4 times face value on this. This is a fresh roll of 1974 Lincoln Cents. Go ahead and get your bids in. Anybody wants to bid on this one, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. Get that proper chat up there. Okay. I started this stream off in the wrong place, so I had you guys promised here that I was going to show up, and then I showed up in the wrong place. That's the story of my life, pretty much, but I'm glad we finally met up in the right place, and here I am. It'd be really crappy to have your host in the wrong place and the entire audience sitting someplace waiting for him to show up. Got just a few seconds left on this one. We're up to a $10 current bid. Okay, looks like Coin Roll Hunting got the bid in for 11 just before Amber called time. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'll move on to the next item. Next item, lot number 50. It's a 2001 Philadelphia roll of BU Lincoln Cents. They're shotgun wrapped. These are not an original bank wrapped roll. These are a rewrap roll. But the coins inside have been checked for condition and are all uncirculated. Now, one thing that you may or may not know is that the 2001 Philadelphia rolls tend to be a little more difficult to find. And so opening this one at $3 is very well within a nice wholesale level. Starting at $3, and we're going to start the timer now. Only 6 times face value to get basically turn of the century Lincolns, if you think about it that way. Turn of the century, turn of the millennium. Of course, for those who remember ordinal counting and regular counting, since we start counting at 1 and we don't start counting at 0, the actual turn of the millennium was on the 1st of January of 2001, not the year 2000. And we got John Claggett at $5. I tell you what, let's do it this way. I happen to have 4 rolls available on this. I will offer the first one, and these are going to be at $3. I'm just going to go ahead and sell them at $3. So, John Claggett, I have 4 rolls available. How many of these rolls do you want at $3? You were the high bidder at $5. Got up to 4 rolls available. Directly after that, I will offer them to Coin Roll Hunting at $3 a piece. John, you in on any of these? One more. One more. John wants 2. Coin Roll Hunting, CRHOBW. Do you want any of these rolls at $3 a piece? There's 2 left. Okay, you'll take one. Does anyone else want one of these rolls? One of these 2001 Philadelphia rolls starting at $3. They're just going to be $3. Murawski. I had to look at that twice. So we've got John Claggett is going to take 2. Coin Roll Hunting will take 1. And Thomas Murawski will take 1. That does it for all 4 of these. I appreciate it. Thank you for your bids. Moving on to the next lot. Now, this one is an interesting one. I have no idea exactly how I acquired this roll or when, but when I found it, it had faces on both ends. So there's no telling which design of 2009 Lincoln Cents these are. These could be any one of the 4 different designs. I have no idea. So it's a mystery roll. We're going to start it off at $3. Does anybody want to bid on this one at $3? Okay, we got to start on this one at 7. So this is a complete mystery. I know they're 2009 Denver, but I have no idea which of the 4 designs they are. That's right. If you want to see a list of what we're auctioning this evening, you can go to coppercoins.com/auction. And we are currently on lot number 51. We'll be going up to lot 75 tonight. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. Rudy, the answer to that is no. I already have you on record. We know who you are, and I appreciate your bids from last week, and we know where to send your invoice for this week. So anyone who has already bid with us who is going to ask for an invoice, I should be able to find your invoice amounts and get your email address out of it and send you a new invoice for your new items. So we're starting to run out of time on this. The current high bid right now is at $8, I believe. Yeah, current bid of $8 on this item, and it's just about over. And there's time. Thank you for your bid, Robert. I'll move us on to the next item. Same thing as last time, only this time it's Philadelphia Mint. I have a 2009 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent original bank wrapped mystery roll with faces on both ends. Let's start this at $4. Anybody wants to start it off at $4 is lot number 52. There, we got a starting bid of $4. These things, I've always really liked the bicentennial Lincolns. And the 4 different designs, the LP1 through LP4, are the birth and childhood, where they have the log cabin on the back. Then there's the formative years, where a young Abe Lincoln is sitting on a log with an axe, reading a book. Then there's the professional life, where he served in the Illinois State House, and it has an image of him standing in front of the Illinois Capitol. And then the 4th and final design was of the unfinished Capitol Dome, and that was built during his presidency. And actually 3 out of the 4 designs are known for double dies. The formative years is one of the ones that people like to look through the most. Then the professional life, where there's a number of double dies known in the windows of the Illinois State Building. And then the birth and childhood with the log cabin. A lot of the log ends at the corner of the cabin are doubled. Now there are a few double dies known, minor ones, in the 4th design with the unfinished Capitol Dome, but they aren't as well known, and they're not as major. Got just a few minutes left on this one. We have a current bid at $8. Bid is up to $10. Getting close on time. And time. I tell you what, as I like to do, we have a total of 3 of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell them at $8 a piece. I'm going to go to the underbidder the bid amount on the underbidder at $8. And I know Thomas is going to want one at $8 because he just bid 10 and won it. So he's going to get one at $8. I have 3 of these. Thomas, would you like either of the other 2 at $8? We have a total of 3 of these. Okay, Thomas wants one. I'm going to go ahead and let Penny Parent take one at $8. I have one left. Kidduck. Kid did okay. I'm going to call you Kidduck. It's Kid did okay. Would you like one of these at $8? Wait for Kid did okay to answer and see if he'll take one at $8. Looks like Patrick Goggin is out. Else I just butchered that name and it's actually Gauguin, but I think it's Goggin. Okay, Kid did okay. I can only give you a couple more seconds to respond and let us know if you want one of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and offer it to anyone else. Anyone who wants one of these at $8, I have one left. Okay. Appreciate it, Patrick. Thank you. Welcome to the show. All right, Penny Parent, let the record show that we sold a grand total of 2 of these rolls at $8 a piece. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And let's move on to the next item up for bids. How about that? You have a original mint pair of rolls, a 2010 Lincoln Cents, a P-mint and a D-mint. And of course, the P-mint, we're going to talk about the P-mint and Lincoln Cents. For most years, it's going to be the one without the mint mark. Where, of course, 2017, they did have a Philadelphia mint mark. And that's the only Lincoln Cent that has a Philadelphia mint mark. We have these 2 rolls. We're starting at $7 opening bid on these mint wrapped rolls. These are original United States mint wrapped rolls. Kid did okay has a bid in at $10. It's not very often you see the actual mint wrapped rolls. All these other rolls that I have been showing you have been bank wrapped rolls. The difference on these is that it actually has the paper from the United States Mint. You can see that they say United States Mint right there on the roll. And this is for the pair. It's one money for the pair. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. These are pretty nice. I don't see these very often. These, of course, came out of, I believe it was a box set that had the 2. Somebody took them out of the box and just kept the rolls open, or kept the rolls closed. But these are nice rolls. They don't have any other markings on the paper. Everything is intact exactly as I see it in the photograph. We're up to a $14 bid currently. Anybody want to get in on this? They need to bid a little higher than 14. They are pretty hard to get in this paper. And we're up to a current bid of $15. And we're close on time. And time. I appreciate it. Coin roll hunting wins this lot at $15, and I do not have any others. So this is it. Let me bring up our next lot for bids. It's 2011. Philadelphia and Denver. It's basically the same thing as the previous lot, except these are just bank wrap paper and not original mint paper. So it's a 2011 Philadelphia and Denver Lincoln Cent original bank wrapped roll 2-roll set. Start this off at $5. This is a inexpensive start to a roll set. This is lot number 54 if you're following along on the sheet. Lot number 54 starting at $5. $5 bid, anyone. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. Give you guys some time to figure it out and see if you want to bid on it. There are some nice DDOs in this issue. The 2011 P, as Penny Parent says, has a very nice double die obverse. Now, I have no idea whether or not this roll will or will not include those. I buy these rolls exactly as they are, and I sell them exactly as they are. I don't go through them. Penny Parent bids $5. Down to under 20 seconds. And Penny Parent calls the high bidder as me, $5. I do accept PayPal. Paula Art got his bid in first. Oh, time. Okay. Penny Parent. Here's what we'll do. I can sell 4 pairs. I can sell 4 pairs of these. Let's go down to $5. Paula will take one, I'm sure. Art will take one, I'm sure. Let me know if I'm wrong. Paula wants one. Art wants one. Penny Parent wants one. I got a total of 4 sets. I got one more set out there. Okay, Robert Adams, first one to answer. Okay. I'll go check everything and see. We'll work on getting one to Bill, a second one to Paula, and a second one to Art Ring. And then I have to stop there. I do have a few more. So, Penny Parent. These are all at $5. 1 to you, 2 to Art Ring, 2 to Paula Bloom, 1 to Robert Adams, and 1 to Bill Betts. Good evening, Bigfoot. Paula, Art, Penny Parent, Robert Adams. Paula gets 2, Art gets 2. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to our next lot. This one's an exciting one. I always like being able to offer up rolls where I am pretty sure there's going to be double dies inside. This is a roll of 2019 Philadelphia Lincoln Cent from the original bank wrapped roll. This roll is from a box that contains double die obverse number 4 and double die obverse number 5. Out of all of these, I was finding in the rolls that came with this one, there's 50 rolls in a box, and I opened about 6 rolls. This comes out of the same box. And of the 6 rolls I opened, I was finding roughly 3 and 3. 3 of DDO4 and 3 of DDO5. Opening bid on this roll is $8. Anyone want to start off at $8 with an almost sure bet chance of getting double dice in the roll? Was of the 6 rolls that I did open, there was not a single one that did not include a double die. All of them included double dice. And if you'll go over to coppercoins.com and search for 2019 and look at dies number 4 and 5, they were discovered out of these original Bancraft rolls. I am showing a current bid of $9 from Adriana. DDO number 4 shows especially in the BERTY of Liberty, and it's I'm going to say modest yet very visible. And then DDO number 5 is a little bit more difficult to see. She won't let you bid. Is this Adriana? Is this your Adriana Mantic? That's Mrs. Mantic bidding right there, huh? She's up at $9. Have any other bids? I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. My little stop clock here is brought to you by Snaz. S-N-A-Z. It's a nice little add-on for OBW Studio, or OBS Studio, not OBW. I've made that mistake I don't know how many times, calling the OBWs OBSs and the OBSs OBWs and EIEIO. Hello, Ron. Welcome to the show. And for those of you who were not here at the very beginning and didn't hear me mention it, my voice is being affected by pollen right now. Evidently, we've got some sort of ragweed pollen or something that has affected my throat and is basically shutting off my ability to talk. So, while I'm not trying to sound like Howard Stern, it might be that I sound a little like Howard Stern. Yeah, it's my radio voice. Thank you very much. I sound awesome. Looks like we're out of time on this one. I tell you what, people, since it was an original box, I got about 6 more of these that I can offer. So, Penny Parent, get your pencil ready. Adriana Mishmash at $9. Let's knock it down to the $8. Let's just sell them at $8. Adriana, you get 1. Do you want Shay to have 1? If you want Shay to have 1, we could do 2 of them. $16. She'll take 2. Thank you. And anyone else who's bid on this? Let's see. Kid It Okay? You started off at $8. Would you like to take one of these at $8? I didn't even see Shumar come in. Hey, Jeffrey. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. I know it's not today, but it was recently. Okay, Kid Did Okay wants 1. So we have 2 going to Mrs. Mantic, and we have 1 going to Kid Did Okay. Does anyone else want one of these rolls at $8? Oh, your birthday is today. Well, happy birthday, Mr. May 28th. Okay, and so we have 3 of these rolls going out. Jessica, make sure you get that noted, and we will move on to the next lot for bids. This is a pair of 2019 Philadelphia and Denver Original bank wrapped rolls. It's a 2-roll mint mark set, starting at $5 minimum bid. Got a $5 minimum bid on this. It's lot number 56. You get a total of 2 rolls. I know it looks like more, but if you look at the photos, you're looking at the 2 rolls, and then you're looking at the two obverse ends and the 2 reverse ends. We're open at $5 on these. It's brand new pennies, people. 2019 Philadelphia and Denver Lincoln cent roll set. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one, see if we get any bids in. We got a bid at $5. Thank you, Paula. It seems that the pollen hits here at the weirdest times. You have pollen issues generally in February, and then again in May or June, and then again in September. It's really kind of weird when the pollen hits around here, and when it does, it has a tendency to get to me. Usually it makes me snot and snort and everything, but this time it gave me a radio voice. I guess worse things can happen. Alright, where a kid did okay at $6. I am in Palm Beach County, Florida. About 15 miles away from the President's Mar-a-Lago place. Paula got $7 in right before time. Thank you, Paula. I tell you what, Penny Parent, mark that down at $6. Let Paula have them at $6. Kid did okay. You want one of these at $6? Obviously, because you bid on it at $6. Anybody else who wants a pair of these at $6? Philadelphia and Denver. 2-roll set. Has 50 sets of coins. Thomas Murawski wants one. So Penny Parent, we've got 1, 2 Paula Bloom, 1, 2 Kid Did Okay, or 1, 2 Thomas Murawski. Each at $6. All right, thank you very much for the bids. Move on to the next lot. Next lot is a 1955 uncirculated BU roll of Lincoln cents. You can see from the end pictures that the coins are relatively nice and clean. These are really hard to find. They're really getting more difficult to find as time goes by. And this is a roll of 50 coins from 1955, opening up at $45. Never know what you'll find in the 1955 Lincolns. Let's start the clock on this one. Let's get this party started. I'm going to figure out how to do music and intros and the whole 9 yards. Figure out how to do some nice fun things. So I think it'd be a whole lot more fun if you weren't just listening to my voice. I know that Mantic likes to play music in the background during the roll hunts, and I think that might actually add to our little experience here if I knew how to do it. I'm also thinking about actually starting up a podcast. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're called podcasts. Yeah, get Sherman in there. All right, we're getting close on time on this 1955 Lincoln cent lot. All right, I appreciate it. Rudy Alfaro is a winning bidder at $46 on this one. I think music is annoying. Is it more annoying than just listening to someone's voice and nothing else? Don't answer that. All right, moving on to the next item. This is a 1955 Denver roll. 1955 Denver rolls are quite a bit easier to find than the Philadelphia rolls, but nonetheless, this is a solid BU roll of 1955 Lincoln cents from the Denver Mint. And start this one off at $15. This is lot number 58. I guess that's black, steel, and silver. Numisman. Good evening. The Jeopardy theme song. That's what we need in here. You don't even want to hear me try to do that with my voice at this point. Even trying to listen to me talk is hard enough. No, these wrappers are not from the Mint. These are my wrappers. When you see them like this, where they say 50 cents 50, and they've got a year in Mint, that's going to be the ones I put coins in, because I'd rather do this than sell them in tubes that are going to break and come loose and smash all over the place and whatnot. And these are just a lot more secure, and I think they're cuter than tubes. But I have the machine that wraps these and puts the nice little crimped ends on the end of it so you can see the coins on the end. If you order 3 rolls or more from me and during any one auction, I will vacuum seal these for you before I send them to you. Go ahead and start the timer on this one. I'm kind of lagging on that here. John of Coins, the machine that I have only does Lincoln cents. It only does pennies, actually. I could probably do Indians, but I'm a purveyor of Lincoln cents, and that's about all I do. Getting down to about a half a minute left on this lot. I've got some rather exciting lots coming up. Some of those ones that are head scratchers. Thank you, Amber. I try as hard as I can to make sure that these rolls are all of the quality that you would be looking for in BU Lincoln cents. Now, these are the rolls that I wrap. The bank wrapped rolls, I can't tell you anything about what's inside of them. All I can tell you is that I looked at both ends, and from the appearance of both ends, it appears as though the coins inside are going to be fine. Okay, time's up on this one. So we got a bid on this. John Claggett, thank you, sir. And let me stop my timer and move on to the next item up for bids. This is a 1956 Denver roll of 50 uncirculated coins. It's a nice BU roll. Again, has been shotgun rolled by yours truly. Well, see, that's the thing about these rolls. I didn't specifically look for or look not to have anything specific in these rolls except 50 uncirculated coins. I've not checked these for varieties. I don't dig through these coins before I toss them into the rolls. This is surplus inventory that I get when I buy large roll groups. I look at some rolls, and other rolls I don't look at, and the ones I don't look at, I just pile them back in to wrappers like these, wrap them up and sell them. The ones that I do look at stay in tubes, and those are sold by the individual coin on my website, lincolncent.com. Or they're sold in sets by date. Currently I have 1954 and 1955 date sets where you can get uncirculated examples of the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco coins in a nice little holder all together for a rather inexpensive price. 1956D does have RPMs. It has quite a number of RPMs. There's a number of different things that can be found in 1956 Denver Lincolns. Go ahead and start the clock on this one. I'm going to start this one off at $12. Anybody want to bid $12 on this? I'm having a hard time seeing what you guys are seeing with regard to the clash. There could easily be a clash on the coin. I don't know. Thomas in at $12, and we got less than a half minute left. Get those bids in before the time runs out. Make sure the lag doesn't get you. Again, I'm apologetic for the less than average quality of my voice this evening. I'm not able to speak as loudly or as clearly as I usually do. I'm just lucky I haven't run out of voice altogether. Amber calls time. It's time, and high bidder was Thomas Morawski at $12. Stop it! Gonna kill the time and move on to the next item. It's a 1957 Denver Lincoln Cent roll. This is a BU roll of 1957 Denver Lincoln Cents. Shotgun wrapped roll of 50 coins, all BU. Start this off at $12. It might be soothing, but it's not hypnotic, because if it was hypnotic, you'd all be bidding. Opening this one up at $12. Let's beat this one back to $11. Who wants to start at $11? Blush? I'm not blushing. I'm red because part of me is sunburned and the other part of me is exhaustingly sitting here through 85-degree room temperature doing an auction. And I'm having fun. Shipping on everybody's winning lots is $4. $4 to everyone for the winning lots, whatever you bid. You get $4. Adriana bids $11 on this particular one. Yeah, I'm blushing, Penny Parent. I can't really tell if I'm blushing. It's like summertime inside my room here. I think I'm going flush. Not blush, but flush. Oh, I needed to start the timer on this quite a while ago. Let's go ahead and get the timer started on this. Start moving it down. I do have some rather exciting lots to get to this evening. My ears turn red all the time, so... Ears are red, my forehead's sweating. Down to under a half a minute. Adriana's Mishmash has the $11 high bid. Hello, hidden numismatist. Or maybe I should pronounce that properly. It's numismatist. And time. We got time on lot number 60. Adriana bids at $11. Thank you, Adriana. Moving on to the next lot, and the final BU wheat roll is a 1958 Denver. A 1958D uncirculated roll of 50 coins. All of them are nice red BU coins. I'm going to start this one off at $12, just like the last roll. It's lot number 61. Oh, the Coin Dragon Incognito. Mr. Frank bids this one at $12. The coin cards. Let me explain something about the coin cards. Some of you guys might have told me that you had points early on, and through some, well, let's say less than advantageous personal issues, I was unable to get the coin cards completely designed until this week. I will have you know that all 60 coin cards are presently at the cutter, being cut into individual cards from sheets. So I have a little better than 2,500 coin cards coming back to me tomorrow. Go ahead and start the clock on this. Amber, you can go ahead and restart your browser and come back, because we'll wait for you. Are you lagging now? Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Awesome, thank you. Down to under a half a minute left on this roll lot, then we're going to move on. Does anybody want to bid this at $11? And no bids at 12. Or we do have a brand. We have one bid at 12. I'm sorry. Okay, coin roll hunting, coin cards. I'll let this end and then I'll show you. I have a few of them here. I've given almost everything away. All right, time on that. Thank you, Frank. I transition back over here. All right, there I am. These are coin cards. It's a little bit bright, but each one has, let me cover the light up here. Get my uncoordinated coordination together here. These cards explain about double dies and repunchment marks in the Lincoln series. I have to hold up to the camera because the screen is not going to see them, but the camera does. And there are 60 of them in the first series. They're repunchment marks, double dies of all shapes and see. There's 1983 DDR number 1. That's the big 1983. These are much higher quality than they appear to be in this harsh light. There's a 72D double die obverse. There's 60 different cards. On the front, they have the images, and they have information about their visibility, the scarcity, and the price indicator. And on the back, they have a full write-up about that particular die. Wow, it'd be nice if my light wasn't so harsh. There you go. We have a full write-up about that particular die, and then they have all the information that you need to be able to contact me, join us on Facebook or on YouTube. These are meant to be given away. They are not for sale. I don't sell them. I give them away for shares, for comments, for likes, in contests, and when you buy from me, especially in these auctions, you'll get one coin card for every $5 you spend. There's a total of 60 in Series 1, and I do plan on doing a Series 2 and possibly even a Series 3. So that's what these are. Subscribe here, you get coin cards, you get points. If you like the videos, you get points. So that's how it works. Just engage with us and you'll get points. You get your points together, you come back to us and say, I've got X number of points, because you have to keep up with your points. When you keep up with your points and you come and report to us that I have X number of points, then we will give you coin cards for those points. Penny Parent, make sure you share the email address that they will need to share that information with when they do get their points together, because they are mailed on Fridays. And I will take you back to the next lot. That was a good transition, though, from rolls to boxes. This is a lot of 170 early P-Mint Lincoln cents in average circulated condition. There's 170 coins here. We're going to start this at $25. It's $25 for this lot. I don't even remember what that is per coin, but I'm going to find out here real quick. Yeah, it's about 15 cents a coin. It's a little less than 15 cents a coin. Opening bid on this is $25. These are already carded for sale, as you can see. They're all Philadelphia Mint, but they're all teens and 20s. We've got bill bets up to $26 on this one. Now, this particular lot is going to send in a small flat rate priority box. But as with any other auction, at any other time, if you bid and win this lot, your shipping charge will be $4, which means I will eat the other $3.50 it costs to mail these to you. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. We're up to a current bid of $30 by Kid Did Okay. Just going to a station break. You're watching Coin Night Live Auctions by Coppercoins. 170 coins in this lot. Under 15 cents a coin, people. I think there's 171 or two. I may have put a couple of extras in, but it's roughly 14.7 cents a coin. People in VG condition, a lot of these exceed that in value, and there are a number of coins in this that are VG or better. We're up to a $32 current bid, and our time is running short. Get those bids in now. And time. Looks like Silver Nitrate won this one at $32. Thank you for the bid. Moving on to the next lot. We have a lot of over 100 early Lincoln cents from all mints, including mint-marked coins. We have a number of Denver and San Francisco mint-marked coins in this lot. So you can see in the bottom corner of the photo, there's a 1916 D in there, and there's a 1920 something D, a couple of 1928 Ds, a 1917 S. Let's start this one off at 15. We currently have a bid of 20 right now. And this is lot number 63. We have 12 lots left for the night. Art ring, they are not searched for varieties. I bought a relatively large bunch of coins and got them in and just started subdividing them. And that's what this is. That's what the next few auction lots, in fact, are subdivisions of the same large box of coins. All I did was sort them by date and mint and start subdividing them. Go ahead and start the clock on this one. Never believe what I found underneath my desk. The dog's not in here, but his monkey is. Looks like we're running under 30 seconds now. Got less than a half a minute left to bid. I think one of these days I'll have to get my dog a new monkey and auction off the old one. I'm getting close on time. And time. Zygar Ring has this one at $32. Some quick finger work there, buddy. Got that $31 bid changed to a $32 bid all inside of a couple of seconds. Very nice. Congratulations. And move us on to the next lot. And our next lot is 50 all mint marks, pre-1930 Lincoln cents. These start at 1911, I believe, and they go all the way up to 1929, and they're all Denver and San Francisco mint coins. Card coin now car. These are Durfer. They're coins, all from before 1930. It's amazing the history that comes out of coins when you look at them. Just to think that any one of these or any number of these could have been held by Al Capone at one time. Really cool having this kind of history in your hands. These are all from the Denver and San Francisco mints. Total of 50 coins. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. Yes, these are C-pins. Very nice C-pins. Al had a house in your hometown. I lived near a place where Bonnie and Clyde did a little bit of hanging out back in their time. That's right, these could have also been carried around by Bonnie and Clyde. When you mistype the word coins and you move your finger over by one letter, it turns out to C-pins. That's what C-pins are. It's misspelled coins. Got under 10 seconds left on this one. Get your bids in now. And time. Looks like John Wolf got this one in at $33. Appreciate it. Congratulations and thank you. Move us on to the next lot. From the same large group of coins, this is a lot of 50 better 1930s mixed Lincoln cents. Now, what I mean by better, is that these are either pre-1934, or if they're after 1934, they're higher grade coins. There's some BU coins in here. There are some relatively nice ones, and high-end AU coins, and a lot of mint marked later date, 35, 6, 7, 8. And so these things are going to be really fun to go through. I basically just picked apart the whole box and just started tossing coins into this tray. Now, it may be that if it works out better for me to wrap some of these up in bricks and send them in bricks instead of sending them in a box, then that's the way you'll get them when I ship them. I may not necessarily ship these in a box. They were just easier to photograph inside of a box. Thank you, Penny Parent. There's your instructions on how to get coin cards and what they're for and what you get your points for and everything else. I probably need to edit that page as to who you notify. Going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. We're running down the clock from 1 minute. Thank you, CM Silver. Up to $17 bid. I can send the box if you request it. That's not that much of a problem. But for me, boxes are more of a container rather than the collectible themselves. John Claggett, yes, you still get a card for every $5 spent tonight. We're down to under 30 seconds on this lot. Get your bids in now. CM Silver is up to a $17 high bid. And Amber calls time on this. Art Reen gets it at $20. Thank you, Art. Move us on to the next lot. This one's kind of cool. 15 examples of 1909 Lincoln cents. Some of these are VDB, some of them are plain. And 15 coins here, starting them at $55 for the lot of 15 coins. This is $3.66 a piece for 1909 Lincoln cents. I'm counting at least 7 of these in the photograph that are VDBs. Opening bid at $55. Anybody involved at $55? Okay, how about $50? Anybody want to start this one off at $50? We got no starters at $50. We will pass on this lot, and I'll move on to the next one. Next lot is not what that says it is. Sorry about that. Let me go back to my sheet and see what this is. Looks like I kind of messed up the title on this one. This one should say a lot of 65 Lincoln wheat cents. Most are early date, and they do start at $10. The title is wrong on this one. This is a lot of 65 Lincoln wheat cents, most early date. So some of these are in the 30s and 40s and 50s, but most of them are pre-1929. Start the bidding on this one at $10. Please don't pay attention to the title on this one. It's a typographical error. This is a lot of 65 early Lincoln wheat cents. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. I have no idea how people survived before air conditioning. It's kind of miserable in here. Our machine's working, but it's set at like 72 degrees, but the thermostat actually reads like 85. So it's pretty damn warm in here. So I got less than 15 seconds left on this one. And time. Looks like John Wolf did some fancy finger work right there at the end and got a bid in at $21 to win this item. I don't mind 100 degrees outside. I just don't like it inside. Let me move on to the next lot. This one's kind of nice. This one's slightly higher quality coins. It's 76 early Lincolns, meaning 1929 or before. There are a few 1909 coins, and they're all 1909 Philadelphia mint. There's no 1909 S's in this. The mint marks start around 1911. So it's very similar to another lot that I had earlier, except these are a little better quality coins. We'll start this one at $25. You could probably take 10 coins out of this lot and they'd be worth $25. Now, there's 76 coins here, probably 73, 72, 73, 74 of them are not 1909. They're all mint marked early Lincolns. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. My thing, since I live in a rental house right now, I'm just waiting on the property management company to respond and get somebody out here to check on it and see what's going on. But I appreciate it. This is a very nice lot, actually. I enjoyed putting all this together. I mean, it's being an auctioneer is kind of interesting because I'm not spending all the time and the issues and the trouble and time it takes to grade all the coins. I'm just putting them in a box and putting a number on them. That could be Robert, but this house is only 3 years old. It shouldn't be low on Freon. It does still blow cool air, just not enough of it. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. I replaced the filter this evening, Robert. Thank you. The filter was doing fine, by the way. I also checked the programming on the thermostat to make sure that the programming wasn't off, and it was fine too. Coil needs cleaned. That could very well be. I have no idea how long it's been since anyone's opened the cage outside, so I have no idea. We're gonna have somebody out here tomorrow looking at it though. So I got less than 30 seconds left on this lot. Too much copper in the house. I was kind of wondering when it was going to do something negative to me. I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much. I was almost afraid that, like I would draw in meteorites or something, or, that planes would land on my house thinking that this was the airport or something. And we've got time on this lot. Looks like CM Silver got in at the end at $45. Stop the clock on that one and move on to the next lot. Here's another lot. Now this one's mostly newer Lincolns, but they're all in pretty decent shape. It's a lot of 89 Lincoln wheat cents from the 40s and 50s. Most of them are well above average condition. And I start this one at $12. So lot number 69 starting at $12. Is any interest in this box at $12? $12 for these. Alright, I'll do something completely unprecedented. Get your fingers ready. No minimum. Start bidding. That $12 minimum bid is gone. Start bidding. We have a $10 minimum bid. Do I have a $10 bid currently? And we have an $11 bid currently. Now we're up to $12. We have Art Green currently at $12. I'm going to start the clock on this one. I guess it's kind of one of those Murphy's Law things that your air conditioner can never go out when it's nice and chilly outside. But I hate to tell you that the chilliest we got this past winter was a high temperature in the mid-60s. Our lowest temperature of the year was 42. And I can tell you that'll be the lowest temperature of the year because generally toward the end of December here, we're still in the 70s. Looks like we're under 15 seconds on this at a current bid of $12. And time. Brady's calling time now. I appreciate it, Art. Thank you for the bid. I like Texas. I just don't like it during the 12 months out of the year. It's too hot. All right, let's move on to the next lot. Next lot is a lot of 39 different early Lincoln cents in a early Whitman folder, the 1909 to 1940 folder. I'm going to start this at $6. $6. Now, mind you, the coins are not in great shape, but some of the coins are useful in a higher grade album. Some of the coins might surprise you, and these are definitely not checked for any kind of varieties. Start this off at $6. Thank you, Bill, for opening at $6. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. So I can't see these very well in the photos, so I'm going to actually grab the little albums and open them up and take a look at them as I go along. Lot number 70. Less than a half minute left. And I put my eyeballs on so I can see what I'm doing here. All I see is a bunch of brown circles. There we go. This one contains a 1909. The 1912 is a pretty nice coin. The 1919D looks like a very fine plus. Most of the coins in the latter half of the album are nicer, much nicer, obviously. Yeah, looks like we've got time. Paula is our winner at $8. Thank you, Paula. That moves on to the next item. This one is much more filled than the previous one. This is 73 different early Lincolns from 1909 to 1940 in a Whitman folder. A lot of these are in pretty good shape. And this particular one has both the 1909 VDB and the 1909. The VDB looks like an AU coin. It's a pretty nice one. There are some mint marks in the earlier part of the book: 1913D, 1915D, 1916D and S, 1917D and S. Collection is easily 2/3 complete from there. It's missing the 1922D, the 1924D, the 24S, 26S, 27S, and of course the 31S. But everything else is represented from the latter 2/3. It's actually, these books do get a little bit weighty. They're a little heavier when they've got all the coins in them, of course. Not used to feeling them this way because I get them a lot less complete than this one most of the time. I'll go ahead and start the clock on this one. If you thought about bidding, now's the time to get it in. As we have just a few lots left to go. These partially filled albums make a really nice collectible for a starter for beginner to fill out the dates and then start upgrading. Eventually you move to a different album, or you just upgrade into a different album and keep the old one to pass down to the kids. A lot of fun can be had with these. We're under 15 seconds. And it looks like we've got time on this one, right? Okay. Sold to silver nitrate. Thank you for your bid. Clear the time off here and move to the next lot. Next lot, number 72. This one, I think it's got 74 coins in it, but it says 73. Let me check and see if my notes are right. Yes, this one has 74 coins in it, not 73. And this is a lot of 74 coins in a Whitman album. You'll notice that the set is easily 2/3 full. The reason this one is more than the other, even though there's only one more coin, is that a number of the coins are in pretty decent shape, including a 1922D, which is a little difficult to get, the 1921S, the 1923S. All of these coins are included in this. You get the 1913D, the 1912D, the 1911D. We're starting this one off at $59. $59. I counted up easily $100 worth of coins in this. A number of the coins on the last page have a lot of detail, really nice detail coins. It's kind of hard to show it in a full album view. This is a really good start to a Lincoln Cent set. I only need a few semi-keys and the key dates to finish this one off. This is lot number 72, starting at $59. Give you a few more seconds to think about it and get a bid in, or we will pass on this one and move on to the next one. And mark this one off as a pass, and we will move on to the next lot for bid. So lot number 73. Lot number 73 is a near complete Lincoln Cent Whitman folder number 2. This is dated 1941 in this particular album. The dates stop at 1962. After the 1962 are older wheat cents. I did not change anything in this album. I got it exactly as it is, and I'm selling it exactly as it came. I'll start this off at $4. Reading the dates on the coins on the last page is 1918, 1945, 1937. You'll see 1937, 1936. Let's see, there's a 1940, there's a 1920, 1935, 1920. So there's a bunch of older Lincolns in this first page. We've got this entire little book here starting at $4. Thank you, John, for your $4 bid. Now you'll notice the 1941 to 1958 wheat set is complete. There are no holes in that set. Starting this one off at $4, and John has bid $4 to hear a $5 bid from anybody. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. These particular albums are from Whitman. They made them in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they made them up into the 80s, and then they started making them with different colors. But these little blue folders date all the way back to before my childhood, and people called them penny folders. And this is the kind of thing I got started on with my collection. Adriana, yes, I will bill Shea. I'll make sure he gets the bill on this. Of course, the guy always pays. We got Paula at $8 on this one. Paula Bloom at $8, and we're almost down to time. And there we go. Time. Thank you, Paula, for bidding on this one. That's a sale at $8. That is the last of the... No, we've got one more album. One more. Go ahead and clear the time off on this one and move on to the next lot. And this is our final lot of the evening with penny folders. This one's only about 2/3 complete, being that the last page only has 3 coins in it, and they're all memorials. So this one is a cheaper buy at $3. Anybody want to bid on this one at $3? Most of the wheat cents in this one are in XF to AU condition. They're pretty nice coins. Most of them. Of course, I got this exactly as I'm selling it. You'll notice that the 1947D is pretty much a black circle. But most of the rest of these are in pretty good condition. That's true. The album is worth that. They sell these for more than that now. And this particular one was printed somewhere around 1962. It says a copyright of 1949. Go ahead and start the clock on this one. Silver Nitrate got the bid in first at $3. John Claggett got a later bid in at $3. So Silver Nitrate is currently the winner of this lot. John, you'll have to bid higher than $3 if you want to keep it. There you go. $4 bid from John Claggett. And we've got the clock running where we're just about under 30 seconds now. Ugh, I'm out of drink. No more coffee, no more water. Silver Nitrate up to $5 on this item. Showing under 15 seconds left for bidding. And when it gets down to 0, we're going to call time on it. And get your last bids in last. Got Paula at $6. And John at $8. And time. I had John Clegg at $8, the winner of this particular lot. And folks, this is the last lot of the evening. I saved it for last because it's kind of cool. This is a lot of over 450 coins. It's a dealer lot. And you'll notice that the first 3 boxes are all prior to 1930. So this is not loaded full of modern wheat pennies. This one starts at $50. There's 450 coins. It's just over a dime. It's probably like 12-13 cents a coin. It's opening at $50. Folks, when it comes down to counting retail value in this, I'm sure you're going to get at least $100 worth of retail value in this. This is a pretty nice little lot of coins. I'm going to leave my little dividers in there for you. I'm going to wrap them up in nice tight plastic, and you're going to get them wrapped up in these 5 boxes exactly as they are here, if my voice will last for the next 10 to 15 minutes. There are mint marks in here, yes. Although I can tell you a pretty decent share of the early ones are Philadelphia mint. There are mint marks in here as well. And if you notice that first little tab where it says 1910, everything in front of that is 1909. So there's probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 coins that are all 1909s. You'll also notice that there is a distinct shortage in coins from the 1950s in this box lot. It's about the latter half of the last box is 1950s. The rest of it's all prior to 1950. I'm going to go ahead and start the clock on this one. We're up to a current $90 bid on this by CM Silver. Thank you very much. It does not escape me that your name actually means 900 silver, which is the fineness of United States minted silver coinage. Cute how you laid it out there. Some people just won't get that. Looks like we're down under 30 seconds on this. And 900 silver has the high bid at $90. No, Bill, there won't be a need for you to email again to get your bids out. If you sent me your email address last week, you should be good this week if you didn't change your address. And time on this lot. Looks like CM Silver, which is 900 silver, is high bid at $90. Well, there we go. Another successful auction, another successful evening. And I am just about worn out. My voice doesn't want to work for me anymore. But I feel fine. I'm good. Nothing wrong with me. It's just my little voice box down here doesn't want to do its job anymore. That was a great evening, wasn't it? It was a very nice. I appreciate everyone coming by. I appreciate everyone stopping in. I appreciate all my bidders. If you want to spread the word on this, I will have another auction this coming Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and it will be mostly error coins and variety coins. So that's what's coming up this next week, is mostly errors and varieties. I plan on doing probably 3 different shows, where I do a show with the higher end and the higher dollar singles, and then rolls, sets, and box lots, and then I'll do errors and varieties, and then I'll switch back over and do the higher value singles again. That way everybody's got something to come to. I know that everyone's not necessarily interested in the same things, so pick your subject and come and spend the evening with us and grab your coffee and hope my voice actually works. You did hear varieties. I have a number of varieties. Let me give you a couple of minor previews. Here we go. No, move it that way. Of course you can't read it. Why would you expect to be able to read it? This is, focus, 1956D, RPM number 1, in MS64 red. I have to quit looking at my screen and start looking at the actual coins. There you go. Look at that. That's a massive RPM. Take a look at this. How about this? There is a 1972 double die obverse number 2 in Gem BU. Look at the condition of this coin. Of course my lighting is too bright. I wish this thing would automatically adjust for lighting. Let me turn this a little bit, see if I can make this any better. Hey, what do you know, it is a little bit better. There you go. Alright, want to see something else? Here's a 1968D, RPM number 1. This is coming up in this particular auction. And take a look at this. Off centers. I have off centers. I have off center minted Lincoln cents, and they all go in a single lot. That's just a taste, people. I have a whole stack of stuff to work on. I've also got other stuff coming in from another part of the country. So we're going to have a nifty bunch of stuff to go. Oh, did I show you a 72 double die? I didn't mean to show you one. I got 3 of them. I have a few other slabbed examples of die varieties. I have some really nice error coins. I have error coins that won't fit in a roll. I have other ones I'm going to, at least one other one that I'm going to put up as an offer, but I don't necessarily expect to sell it during the auction. But I have a 1971 DDO number 1 in PCGS MS65 red. Let's see, am I on the faculty of the Florence Shook School of Numismatics like Professor Peavy? No. I'm not. We're asking about die cracks. Do I have die cracks? I don't necessarily consider die cracks really an error. I do things that are a little more dramatic than die cracks. Sorry. I would be very good on the faculty at the Florence Shook School of Numismatics. You think so, huh? Well, I appreciate that. Not quite sure what that means, but hidden numismatist, you're not a major error. Last time I saw you, you weren't worth anything. No, never mind. I'm a major error. Hey, I'm one of these people who just blurts out way too much. Yeah, oh snap. But this is, this is what I've got for today, and I'm going to be working on this list. Now, remember, the coppercoins.com/auction. That's the place you go to see the bid auction lots that are coming up. I'm going to be working on another set of these lots tomorrow for next week, and they will include the coins I just showed you, plus a lot more. And don't be surprised if you see some stuff way below market value. As starting bids, anyway. I want to see battles. I want to see blood. I want to see wars here. I want to get stuff started here. So I'm going to bring in a whole bunch of stuff that is cool to own. I keep looking around on the desk hoping I'm going to see something that I need to show you. But you know what? I'm going to keep everything that's down here on the desk a secret for now. Lose the timer? But if I don't lose the timer, we would end up, what is it now? Almost 11 o'clock. So it's roughly 2 hours that this show went. I would end up 5 hours in here just waiting for the last bidder of the last bidders of the last bidder for one item. The timer makes it so that if you're going to bid, you need to do it. Adrian, all you have to do is ask. I can get it to you. It doesn't take anything to set it up. I can teach Shay how to do it just like Shay taught me how to do what I'm doing here. I think the timer is a necessary add to the overall appeal of how this works, because without the timer, there wouldn't be that sense of urgency to get your bid in. And I'd sit here talking for a half an hour about one $5 coin, and we might get it up to $6. And I'd rather move on. So, oh, the shirt? Had these shirts made, oh gosh. And I shouldn't even tell you. There's people driving now who are younger than my shirt. Okay, CM silver, or 900 silver, the way that we're going on the timer is when The person in the chat who I have moderating the time sees the timer go off to time. They call time in the chat. So time on the video is only their cue to call time in the chat. But the bidding continues until they have called time in the chat. Hello, Mike White. So for a while it was Amber. I think she got knocked off the internet and Brady took over. And they were calling time. When they see the timer go down to time on the screen, they call time. What if one doesn't know how to tell time? I'm really not sure what to say about that. There was a time I didn't know how to tell time. I also probably didn't know what a penny was. I try not to take anything seriously. Not anymore, anyway. I'm semi-retired, a disabled veteran. I have a dog who is probably smarter than I am. I have a wonderful group of people working with me on coins, and we just have fun doing what we're doing. I go to shows, I go to coin meetings, I talk about coins, I do videos, I hang out on Facebook. I couldn't have a better life. Got a wife who loves me and I love her. I know all the ladies are going to go, oh, isn't that sweet? But it is. We have a great time. And I would rather do nothing else in life than what I'm doing now, other than get up off my butt and get exercise once in a while. Yeah, I do. I talk about coins once in a while. Just once in a while, though. 3 phones, a laptop, a tablet, 2 TVs, and a projector going all at once. He has to run to the auction that has the lowest time to bid at the last second. I appreciate that, Mr. Clackett. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been into coins for it's been almost 45 years now. And I started writing about them, started working on websites and stuff. It's about 26 years, 25 years. I started right before my son was born. He's 22. And as I learned something, I would write about it. And I'd put it out there. I'd get out there for the world to see. And some of the things that I've been through and some of the things that I've done in the numismatic world have been things that I had never expected that I would actually do. For instance, like standing on stage right next to Mr. Ken Brissett. He's the editor emeritus of the Red Book, and he was the editor with Richard Yeoman for a long time. And I presented a drawing of Ken Brissett that I did of him that was published in the 2006 50th edition leather-bound Red Book. And that was an amazing event. This the very first coin book I ever had was a used 1969 Red Book that my mother bought for me at a garage sale for probably a dime. And I started using that and going through some of the old coins that I had and realizing that they were worth more than face value. And so that's when I started paying attention to the ones that had much higher value, and I was trying to find them. And that's where my coin collecting actually kind of got started, was with that Red Book and a roll of wheat pennies. And if you had told me back then that one of these days I'd be standing right next to the person who wrote that book, I'd have told you were crazy. But it did happen. Bug videos. If you thought you had a Barber half variety DDO, who would you ask to confirm or attribute? Let's see, a Barber half. I would be inclined to take that to Ken Potter. Ken Potter, if he doesn't know, he would be able to find someone who did. So that's probably where I would go with it, is directly to Ken Potter. I don't know anyone else who deals specifically with the barbers. I have a few barber coins. I never really even looked for varieties on them. But yeah, I haven't seen or heard from Ken, and it's probably been a month or two now. Um, I got a little worried about him, but I know that he's going to be okay. But he's kind of inactive right now, so he may be a little difficult to get a hold of. Um, the other, well, yeah, he's pretty much the only person I know of who really knows barber coinage. The Flynn reference to barber hefts. Um, yeah, I know Kevin Flynn. I had lunch with him one time, and I'm not sure he's even involved in coins anymore. I haven't seen or heard from him in, wow, it's been about 10 years now. Can do that too. What was the address for that? Checkmycoin at yahoo.com, I believe it is. There, Paula, you're a moderator now. You can put that email address on there. Tell them where to tune in, and they will be able to send pictures of their coin to checkmycoin at yahoo.com and tune in to Ken Peavy's channel. If you could tell me exactly where Ken Peavy's channel is, I would have to look it up. I don't know it by heart. But they will answer that live on the air, just like I am now. Says I already sent it to Check My Coin and they agreed. Need the attribution to send it in for slabbing. Okay. Let me see if I can get some information from you for you on that. Send an email to cd@coppercoins.com, and I will. I'll take a look around and see what I can find out for you on that, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the information for you, but I will be able to find a person who can. I'm going to the... Oh, you're going to your coin shop tomorrow. Hello, Mr. Hooper. What do you expect to find at your coin shop, Trey? They had a special on tomatoes and I bought them all. Pleasure's all mine, Mr. Nitrate. I will take a look at your images and I will do a little bit of research and see if I can find who I can contact that would know about these. Much better than me, anyway. 900 silver, yes, you do wait for the invoice to send payment. Make sure you send an email to payments@coppercoins.com. Let us know your actual given name and your email address if it's not the same one you send from, and we will get an invoice out to you this evening or tomorrow morning. Oh, that's nice. The I guess you're talking about the state headquarters, the ones from 1999 to 2008. Those things, you know, they were really, really hot the first couple of years. And then they dropped off to basically nothing, and not very many people would want those after, I would say, 2003 or 4. The program just kind of lost all of its steam. Then we got into the National Parks quarters in 2010. Was it 2010 or 2009? 2009, I think. I can't remember now. But after those started coming out, people were all switching over to the national parks quarters. And I'm like, wow, these are really cool. Well, now you have a whole bunch of the statehood quarters that have been disheveled, turned back into the bank, spent, whatever. And people are not realizing that those are all really low mintage coins. I mean, they made was it 5 different ones per year. So basically, you take the normal mintage of a quarter for any given year and divide it by 5, and that's about what you're getting. They didn't make more coins. They just made 5 times the designs for roughly the same number of coins. So you get into these statehood quarters, and I think they have some potential. I really do. I think they've got potential for the future. And the proof coins are even tougher to find, and then the proof silver coins, well, those are the ones that a lot of people consider have value because they've actually got intrinsic value in the metal. So, time frame to pay once you get the invoice before the next auction. I would say a couple of few days. I'm not going to come and chop your head off because you didn't pay the next day. So, if you need a couple of days to pay, just let me know and send me an email, cd@coppercoins.com. Just let me know that you need a few days to pay, and I'll be fine with that. Don't disappear on me. Just let me know. Mantic is SNAS enabled now. Yay. Okay, so the 09s were the territories. In 2010, they started the parks. So I know the first park was Hot Springs, Arkansas. That was the first one. And the last of the 09 quarters, I think, was the Northern Mariana Islands, or Guam. One of the territories, I can't remember. I think probably the ones that I would think would be the best out of the quarters is the national parks quarters that are the S-Mint silvers, because those things are you don't see a lot of them out there, and in fact some of them are actually kind of a little difficult to get. The way I keep track of which coin cards people already have. If you earn more points and you need more cards, you can send me a list of the ones you already have, and I'll make sure the ones you get are different. But I don't keep track of which ones I have sent, because I have too many people and too many cards. But if you have earned other cards and you want to let me know which ones, like for tonight's purchases, you want to let me know which ones you need or which ones you have, whichever's easier to tell me, then I can get those to you. The points. The points are all published. Let me find it. One of my people to help me out here. One of my people who can remember exactly where the coin cards instructions are, please put the link up for me. And Adriana, if I don't have that tonight, I'll find it for you. Of course, I don't know right now where to look. I write so much stuff I can't remember where I put it. Ha! There it is. That's instructions on these. Basically what it says is it's a business card reference. These are business cards. It's got my business information on the back. But there's also 60 different ones with photos of different double dies and repunch min marks on the front side. And that's exactly what this new idea is business cards you can collect to make reference of Lincoln Cent information. There is currently one series of 60 different cards you can earn to build the whole set. That's right, you do not buy these cards. They're not for sale. If you like our Facebook page, you get 200 points. If you share any of our Facebook posts to your wall, you get 50 points. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's 200 points. Like any of our YouTube videos at 25 points apiece. The coins or other merchandise from LincolnCent.com is 1 point per penny spent, which for $1 would give you 100 points. Buy coins or other merchandise or win auctions from us on eBay. It's 1 point per penny spent. And then I also do, once in a while, I'll do giveaways or something else where you can earn more cards. And so you earn 250 points, you get a card. You don't have to do Facebook to get these kidded okay. Just let me know that when you win the auctions here on the show that you want coin cards, and I'll make sure I send them to you. Rudy, I appreciate it. You have a good night. Safe evening. That's right. All of the stuff that I try to do to get these coin cards out to you people, I mean, after all, these are my business cards. So I do want you to have them. But I also want you to interact with my business to get them. And because it takes me the effort and the time to make them, I don't want to sell them to you. I'd rather give them to you. And it's a kind of a share of my work for a share of yours. That's how I do it. You can do it here on YouTube. You can do it on Facebook. Instagram too. I'm getting ready to work on a way that you can just like things on Instagram. Let us know. You keep track of your own points. So as you earn the points, you keep track of them. And you let us know when you've got like 1,000 points or more, and we can talk about getting half a dozen coin cards to you. And you can earn a full set. You can earn more than a full set. You keep track of your points. You keep track of which cards you do have. You let me know which ones you need or which ones you have, and I can make sure any cards I send you are going to be different from the ones you already have. And then right now there's a full series of 60 available, and within the next 2 months I would say I will have the second series of 60, so there'll be 120 total cards ready to go. All you have to do is earn them. I'm checking on a few other things here, and I'm looking into, let's see, the date's June 4th. Next Tuesday, June 4th, is our Variety and Error coin auction. And I will get those up on coppercoins.com/auction here within the next couple of days. Now, I may have add-on lots toward the end, but I'll have the bulk majority of what you're going to be able to bid on ready and up online for you tomorrow. And I'm going to try to stay that way. I'm going to try to stay ahead by a full auction. So I've got all the lots ready for you to view. Today I'm at a little bit of a failing point because I do not have any future lots available for viewing on that particular page. But every auction into the future, like by the time I get next week's auction ready and we're good to go on next week, and next Tuesday we're here doing bids, I should have all of the lots for the next auction available for viewing. That is correct, Adriana. I'm pretty sure I already sent some to Shay when I sent this past package. There should be like a couple dozen of them in there because, well, he like spent all of your allowance. I know she's gonna get mad. John, you need number 1 and then 37 on. So I gave you everything from 2 to 36. You people are funny, but I love you all the same. Well, I appreciate you folks coming out and having a good time with me this evening. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shut things down here because it's coming on 11:30 and I haven't had dinner yet. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the evening and be back here next week, next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for the Variety Inter Auction. Come to coppercoins.com/auction to take a look at the lots starting tomorrow. And I hope to have somewhere between 40 and 50 lots ready by next Tuesday for us to run through and bid on. Until then, you guys have a great time, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me, and we'll talk next time.